Hey guys, I just wanted to come on just for a sec. I was having a beautiful walk in nature, starting to get cool out here, and I was just reflecting a little bit on the new year coming up. So it's very interesting how quickly everything goes. How can you believe that it's going to be 2025? I mean, it just seems so surreal. So I was just kind of reflecting on what do we want for our new year? How do we want to show up for each other? And how do we want to show up for ourselves? And so I was kind of reflecting on, my work, the business portion, the what really lights me up and gets me up in the mornings, you know, connecting with you guys. And I think it's important to evaluate where you are on your journey, on your spiritual journey, on your journey of service, that kind of thing. So for a lot of years, I was really enamored and really into hypnosis and doing really long sessions with people and helping them get through their past lives. And of course, before I met Dr. Palmer in 2018, me and a few friends, the reason why we met Dr. Palmer was because we were looking for solutions to some really tough cases. And so I really appreciate that time in my life. But the hypnosis sessions don't really speak to me as much anymore. I know several friends and colleagues who are fantastic hypnosis practitioners, and I'm more than happy to pass you guys along to them. What I have really been drawn to and what has been on my heart the past couple of years, and it's really evolved organically, that is my shamanic journeys. And so I used to call my hypnosis sessions Soul Star journeys, and I've taken to calling these Soul Star shamanic journeys. So these are actually, you're not involved like you would be in a hypnosis session. I am going on the journey on your behalf, but it's very interesting because your higher self is there, and my higher self, me, which is my higher being, which is me, and higher self, or I don't know. It's it's too complicated to wrap my mind around. I am consciously aware of what's going on, but I know it's a higher part of myself. And my spirit guides and your spirit guides are on this journey together. And so I'm being shown what you need to work on, what you need to just whatever. It's the things that are shown are a lot of times in metaphor, but they're very meaningful, and a lot of times the people can connect to what those meanings are for them. And so I'm shown what would be meaningful to them, I guess makes sense. So it's kind of like a reading, but it's a journey. And I know I'm struggling a little bit to really put into words what it is, because the fun part about it is that this is something that my guides and my higher being brought this to me organically. And so more and more, whenever I'm called to help someone with something, instead of pulling out a known tool that I've learned or, come to rely on as, ABC down the line kind of thing, I go into meditation and I meet with the guides and we go on this journey, and I just trust. I just trust what's being shown. And I think in the new year, this is going to be more so, even more prevalent, and it has really evolved over the past couple of years. And so this is kind of a long way of going about a short story, but the short of the long of it is that I have really come to trust myself and my guidance. And that, that was a long time coming. It's not something that is just innate and that just is a flip of the switch kind of thing. Because my years as a remote spirit release practitioner has really shown me and taught me how important it is to have protections in place and to really know who you're speaking to, and really only be conversing with the highest light in these things. Because though some entities may not be purely negative, a lot of things are not 100% negative, 100% positive. Whenever you do something on behalf of someone especially, you need to only work with the very highest of light that has humanity at the utmost in their mind, and especially the client in the mind. Because, okay, so how do I put this? So it's very easy. Anytime you put your energy, you invite someone into your energy. This could be someone that knows nothing about spiritual things. This could be a loved one. This could be someone at the grocery store. You let them and you invite them into your energy. They can have an effect on you. What they have going on with them can affect you. And so being sensitive to that is very important. And so I would caution anyone who is ordering some type of session from someone, even if they seem to be a very successful, very popular person, especially probably if they're very successful and very popular, just see how it feels and check with your inner guidance first, because the beings that they're working with may not be of the highest light. Because beings really, the negative ones, they use ego to get their way into the person. And once they have tweaked that ego of the practitioner, or the person that offers the sessions or the readings or whatever, once they have gotten that, wormed their way in, then every person that they touch from there on in has the potential to be affected and infected with all sorts of things. And so my advice to you is to, anytime you're doing any sort of reading with someone, letting them, if you're having a portrait done, if you're having, like I said, a reading, or even a hypnosis session where you're going in yourself, but you have someone guiding you, you need to make sure that that person understands protections, that person understands the dangers, and knows spiritual hygiene. Because it's very important, because especially like if you have something going on, this is one of my big pet peeves. Someone has something major going on, they're desperate, they are scared, they get on a Facebook forum for, whether it's a remote spirit release Facebook forum or another forum of supposedly high vibe people, and they're like, help me, help me. There are a lot of people on those forums that are predators. They are there for the sole purpose of being predatory. Some of them know that they're predators. Some of them think that they're helping, but actually they have entities working with them that are not of the highest light, that are in fact preying upon these other people. So my point is, please don't put out a call, whether it is prayers for a family member or whether it is please help me with a spirit release or a haunting or anything. Don't put that out in the public. Please don't do that, because you're inviting much more trouble than what you already have. I hate to say it, but there are a lot of predatory folks out there. And like I said, some know that they are and some do not know that. So having said that, if you order a Soul Star Shamanic Journey with me, you can be confident that I do know the difference between these different beings that will try to trick you. Years of experience, unfortunately, of working with uh, all different mediums and all different people has taught me very hard lessons in discernment. Let's put it that way. So I pride that above all. And I think that it's taken me up until the last couple of years to really trust that. Because you always wonder, you don't want to harm anyone, and you don't want to be putting yourself in harm or any of your colleagues. So you're very, very, very careful. But there comes a time where you mature into your spirituality, and you know the difference between when you're in your ego and whenever you're being more humble. And everyone has times where their ego is stepping in, and you're proud, you're getting a pat on the back. That's not necessarily a negative ego, but that could grow into that sort of thing. Someone wanting to be like famous, and they want to be the only one to do this thing, and it can take on a lot of different guises. So I just went off on a long rant right there, didn't I? Apologies. So anyway, the new year. So I believe that the new year, I am going to really concentrate on my shamanic journeys. I've always been of the mind that the client really needs to participate in their own healing. And I realize that these journeys are me going into it on your behalf and giving you a report and images and everything afterwards, transcript. But the thing is, your higher self has totally given permission, and your part of you is on the journey with me, which is really cool. So it's kind of like we're doing it in tandem. It's kind of like a surrogate type hypnosis session, I would say. And there's always plenty other modalities and things where you can go in and really do the digging in yourself as well. So this is just one of those. So let me just go briefly down the line and tell you, what is a soul star shamanic journey? What are we talking about here? So basically, I will go into a meditation, and my guides will be there, I will be there, you will be there. It's all cleared with your higher self. Only beings of the highest light are allowed to participate. So you can be rest assured that that is totally safe in that regard. And then we go on a journey, and we are shown what it is that you need to work on. Sometimes there will be past lives that come up, and I've come to really value all of the different modalities that I've learned over the years. So like consciousness transformation techniques, the tapping. A lot of times I will use that in the session to tap away different past life things that we come across. And even after the session, you can also tap for those type of things that you feel are relevant for you in your current life. So that's a tool that you can do consciously with yourself. Sometimes there is soul retrieval. A lot of times there's not a lot of detail on that, but occasionally there is, because it kind of folds in with the past life stuff. But a lot of times the soul retrieval, you won't need to know a lot of information. You just need to gather up those pieces. So we kind of do that at the end. A lot of times there are guide messages, and so I allow those messages to come through, and I will transcribe and put that in the report for you. Absolutely, there's a spirit animal, because that's one of my favorite things. So we'll go meet a spirit animal helper. And this is not necessarily your only spirit animal or even your primary spirit animal. This is one that is working with you at this time, spirit animal helper, to work on whatever it is that is needed in this moment at time for you. What else do we run across? So there's a lot of really interesting things. Like I said, it's metaphor, so we travel to some really crazy places sometimes. Sometimes it's mundane, and sometimes it really gets out there. So it's really individual. But I really love doing that because the intuition part, allowing it to free flow. Sometimes there are blockages and things like that we can clear. Now, this is not a remote spirit release. This is not where, big entities are taken care of or our chakras realigned or anything like that. Even though some of that stuff may be taken care of in the session, it doesn't replace that. So if you're having major problems, I would recommend having the remote spirit release first and then doing this for aftercare for more healing. After the session, I will pull cards. I like to do that after the session because that just gives, it kind of reinforces what was found. I really love seeing how it really folds into the messages that were given are so in alignment with what the cards have to say. And so that's just a fun thing that I like to do. Now that I'm trained in SRT's spiritual response therapy, sometimes I will do a little bit of that. If, like, say some inner child work needed to be done or something, I might do a little pendulum work on that. And it's just whatever is needed. And I'm really excited for that. And I'm really excited to anybody who feels drawn to having one of these done, I'm really excited to see what comes up for you because each one is so unique and so different. And I just love working with people in that way. So that's kind of a little bit about what I see coming in the new year. So really concentrating on remote spirit release, doing all I can to help out with the Spirit Release Academy. Any questions you may have, you may be drawn to that course. So if you have any questions, you can absolutely contact me or contact Tara, and we'll answer your questions. The sessions that we do, like I said, the sessions that we do are a little bit more complex than a regular basic session. So you can find out more about that on the website. So Remote Spirit Release and Soul Star Shamanic Journeys are going to be my primary focuses for this year. And I'll of course still do the CTT, and I will still keep doing the, I really enjoy doing the CTT tapping, tap-alongs for you guys, and the group SRT clearings. I really enjoy doing that, so I'm going to do more of those as well. Let's talk a little bit about the spiritual response therapy. So I've kind of slowed down some on the spiritual response therapy. What is happening, which is a good thing, but I'm finding that it is a bit intense for some people. So they have a spiritual response therapy, and what that does is it clears up so many blockages, how would you put this, programs that could have been with you since the beginning of your soul, when your soul first broke away. And so throughout your lives, and especially in this current life, because all we have is the current moment, right? You have put up all of these walls, and you've built your life in a certain way around these boulders in your way, around these programs that you think have to be this certain way. And so if we remove these, and these are powerful sessions, if we remove these programs and these boulders, it's kind of the scaffolding holding up your life if you've really built it in a way to avoid these obstacles, I guess you could say. So your house of cards might begin to crumble, which means, relationships may end, jobs may end, lots of different life changes kind of things. All for the positive, all for the good in the end, right? But change is not usually, big change is not usually super comfortable. So I am experimenting with different ways to make these sessions a little bit less, how would you put it? Not harsh. More bite-sized pieces, I guess. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so powerful for so many people, and I don't really wish to be the catalyst to upend lives when you're not ready for it, kind of thing. So I'm toying with different ways to do the sessions to where it's not as life-changing all at once, I guess. So that's why I really like the group ones, because the group ones are much more gentle, and it works on things that a lot of people need to work on at once, but it's not like super deep with the huge boulders and things that might be holding up your life. So you can basically get those so it's a little more gentler, it's a little slower. But absolutely, if you're ready to like plow through and totally let everything go, then we can do the big session. But yeah, I'm still experimenting with that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head back up here. It's such a beautiful day out today. The sun is shining, the air is crisp. I love this time of year. And so I hope you guys are gearing up for a fantastic holiday and a fantastic new year. And just keep in mind, what would you like to manifest? And what would you like to hold dear and really concentrate on this upcoming year? I think we all need to really focus on that. What lights us up? Because, we only have so much time in these bodies. We need to make it count, and we need to enjoy ourselves, because that's why we're here. We're here to have fun, dudes. We need to have some fun. So, as always, hit me up if you have any questions. Website is natashaparvin.com or nature-mystic.life. And until next time, bye.